Go. Hello everybody, Todd here, all things archery and shooting. Welcome to my channel today. Today I'm going to be reviewing a bow I've been trying to get my hands on for some time now. Heard a lot of good things about this bow and wanting to try it out. So I finally gave my buddy Jared a call at the Bear Archery Pro Shop. He said, hey Todd, we got one of these in, come in and get it, give it a review. So I did that and I can't be more excited. What I got here is a Bear Cheyenne AMO 55-inch bow, which got a unique size at 45 pounds at 28 inches. This bow here was designed by Bear Archery's master bower, Grant Neal Bice II, and his son, Grant Neal Bice III, who is presently the operations manager at Bear Archery. They both collaborated and designed this bow back in about 10, 12 years ago or so. Okay, it's been a great seller for them. It's also probably the fastest recurve bow that Bear puts out. It's a very short AMO length. It uses black maple and Shadoa wood. And it's designed for fast flight, comes with a fast flight Flemish twist string on it. It's got reinforced tips on it and it just feels really good in the hand, okay? It's a really, really unique bow, all right? Let me get you guys a close-up view of this bow, then we'll go ahead and do a quick setup on the bow and I'll get out the range and put through its paces. So let's do that right now, get you a quick close-up of the bow. Okay, here's a close look at the bow. First look at the stats on the bow. You see the stats right here. It is a 55-inch bow, AMO, 45 pounds at 28 inches. It has a radius shelf for your arrow. It comes with a Bear hair rest. It's got a pretty good sized sight window. It uses 2 layers of maple, as you can see there, with fiberglass on the back and the belly of the bow. There's the Cheyenne silkscreen on the bow. It's got your groove cutouts for your string, and here's your look at your tips. Look how nice those tips are, okay? Here's the back, here's the other side of the bow here, coming down. It's got your Bear Archery from Gainesville, Florida. This is the bottom limb. And if you look right here, this still has the Bear connections, ATA connections for like a quiver, which is right here and here, okay? Of course, your Bear logo. And it just fits the hand really well. I mean, it fits that hand really smooth. I mean, this bow is just really designed well. It's very lightweight too. I'll get you a weight on it in a minute, but it's a nice lightweight bow, not very heavy at all, all right? It does come with a Flemish twist fast flight string, which is nice. And that's 18 strand Flemish twist. All right, so let's go ahead and get this bow set up and then we'll get out the range and get it tested out, okay? I love that color combination on that bow. You look right there, look how nice that color combination is. You got your black maple here and your Shadoa wood. This really offsets that bow really nice. Really pretty bow, okay? Let's get this thing set up and get it tuned up. We'll head out to the range with it. Okay, first thing we're going to do is get the bow strung up. You should always use a bow stringer when you string your bows, just to be safe with the bows. So here's a bow stringer. I've got a bow square here. I've also got a pair of knock pliers. I got some brass knocks, and I got a handheld bow gauge. We're going to get this bow all set up and see where we go. And a horse of tape to do the brace height. So let's go ahead and get it strung up. We'll check the brace height. Brace height should be between 7 and 8 inches on this bow. And then we'll get the knock placed on it. Okay, let's do that right now. First I'm going to string the bow up. Now that I got the bow strung up, I'll go ahead and check the brace height. Brace height's easy to check. You can check with either a tape measure or a bow square, whatever you have handy. Or use the old thumb connection, which is like this here. But it should be between, according to Bear Archery, between 7 and 8 inches on your brace height. Somewhere should follow your brace height. I try to keep my brace heights around 7 1/4 to 7 1/2. They seem to work best on most Bear bows. So you measure your brace height from the bottom of the grip to the string. So we'll do that right now. Come in right at 7 1/4 inches, which should be just about right for this bow. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and add a knock point in this thing. Now, because I shoot 3 under, not split finger, they say if you shoot split finger, you should set your knock point 1/8 inch above center. If you look right here on your bow square, that is your center point where they say put your knock at. And then you come up 1/8 inch if you shoot split finger, or if you're shooting release, you shoot right in the middle. But if you're shooting split finger, you come 1/8 inch roughly. I shoot 3 under. And I shoot about 3/8 inch high. So I recommend 3/8 inch high because I shoot 3 under. I don't shoot split finger. It seems to work best for me. So, but you got to play with that yourself when you get your bow set up. All right. So go ahead and take you one of these brass knock points, which I like the brass knock points because they work really well. They're easy to change and they hold it real well. I put it right here. I got a mark right here on mine where I have 3/8 inch, which is right here, that mark right there. So I line that thing up right with that there. That's my 3/8 inch mark. So my arrow knocks to my arrow will knock right up against that, okay? That's 3/8 inch above center. Let's go ahead and clamp that into place. Okay. All right. Done with the bow square now. Just go ahead and be sure you clamp that really good and That way it won't move on you, okay? You don't want to slide up and down the string and never get it sighted in, okay? All right, let's talk a little more about it now. This bow is called a second from Bear Archery. It's I got this from the Bear Pro Shop from my buddy Jared, their Pro Shop. This bow retails for $559, but you can buy this particular bow if you like. Just give Jared a call at Bear Archery. I'll put his information in the description below. Just tell me you want the bow that Todd reviewed. And this bow sells for $325 at his Pro Shop. You can take your information over the phone and ship it right out to you if you want it. So just tell him what number is that Cheyenne bow that Todd reviewed on his channel, and he'll be able to hook you up. All right. But for $559, it's a great buy. But for $325, it's a steal, I think. It's a really beautiful bow. I love the black maple in it, and I love the Shadoa wood in it. It comes with a bear rest, and it comes with a side plate. All right, now let's go ahead and check the bow for weight. Okay. I'm using a standard handheld bow scale. We'll check it at my draw length. And my draw length is 29.5 inches. And this bow is rated 45 pounds at 28 inches. So my draw length, this bow should pull in pretty close to about 48, 49 pounds. You usually get 2 pounds per inch over the draw weight, or 2 pounds less if you go under the 28 inches. So my 29.5, I should be pulling probably around 48, maybe 49 pounds. Let's see what we get, okay? All right, let's go and do that right now. Here we go. All right. Wow. Let's check that one more time. Okay. I will check at least twice to make sure my readings are right. And yep, they're right on the money. This bow's coming in right at just under 49 pounds at my draw length, 29.5 inches. I'll take it in the back now, and I'll check it on the scale in the back, on my scale in the back, and see what it comes to. I'll give them a right back. Okay, let's get to check this back at my shop. I put it on my draw machine back there. I have a set up a draw machine set up back there, and I set it for 28 inches. I pull the bow back to 28 inches and it comes in at 46 pounds, so 1 pound over the weight. You can also check your weight if you want to take your side plate off. The weight's usually listed on behind the side plate for Bear Archery. So 46 pounds, so that's about right. 48 pounds I'm pulling, which is just over 48 pounds according to that scale. I did check it on my digital scale in the back, and it's pulling out 48.7 pounds. And my draw length at 29.5 inches, which is about right, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and head out to the range now. We'll do a quick range review on this bow, see how I shoot. Okay, we're going to go ahead and show you the arrows we're using in today's review. First arrow is going to be a 400 spine arrow. This arrow comes in right at 385 grains, which is just over 8 grains per pound of draw weight. It's a 30.5 inch arrow. Has a 100 grain insert up front with a standard, 100 grain point up front with a standard insert. It's a carbon shaft, 4-inch turkey feathers with a wrap. 385 grain, which comes in about 8 grains per pound of draw weight, okay? Next arrow we're going to be using is going to be a Huntingway arrow. This one comes in at right about 12 grains per pound of draw weight, so it's a quite heavier arrow. This one coming in right about 576 grains. This is another 400 spine arrow, but I've got a 100 grain insert in this one with a 145 grain point up front, and it's got 4-inch parabolic feathers with an arrow wrap on it and adjustable knock. So this comes in right at 576 grain, which is about 12 grains per pound of draw weight. I was going to do a 10 grain per pound of draw. I didn't have anything that came in right at 480 grains at Pleasantly, so I had these two. So we'll do 8 grains and we'll do 12 grains. Okay. All right, so let's head out to the range. Remember, we're using 8 grains first for a target weight. I'll put these across the chronograph, and we'll use 12 grains for target weight, okay? Let's head out there, and I'll see you guys out in the range, okay? Thanks. Okay, we're out in the range today now. We're going to be shooting this bow across the chronograph and checking for accuracy. Let's see what she does. First, we'll shoot the 385 grain arrow, and then we'll shoot the 580 grain arrow, okay? Let's see how she does. Here we go. Okay, first arrow, 8 grains per pound of draw weight. I'm about 10 feet from the chronograph. Chronograph's about 10 feet from the target. Let's see how she does. First arrow. .197. Second arrow. 194. Third arrow. Error. Third arrow. 190. Fourth arrow. Error. Fourth arrow. 187. Fifth and final arrow. 198. All right, now we're going to use a heavier weight arrow. These are the 580 grain arrow. Let's go ahead and reset this. Okay, ready? All right, we've reset the chronograph. We're shooting the 580 grain shaft now. Okay, first arrow. 167. Second arrow. 178. Third arrow. 178. Fourth arrow. 183. Fifth and final arrow. 183. Okay. This Bear Cheyenne put up some pretty respectable numbers on the speed test for a target weight arrow at 385 grains. It's running about 191, 192 feet per second. And for a hunting weight arrow, it's coming in about 181 feet per second, which is pretty impressive for a hunting arrow. It's almost 600 grains moving that fast. Now we're going to do the actually part of a test. We're going to step back 20 yards. I'm going for this dot here. We'll put 3 arrows here, see where it shoot at 20, then we'll back up to 30 and try it at 30. Then I'll back up to 40 and try 3 arrows at 40 and see what she does. All right, here we go. 20 yards. Okay, that's your 20-yard group, probably less than 2 inches at 20 yards. It's pretty impressive, all right where it needs to be at. It shoots right where I look at. Let's try 30 now. Okay, pretty respectable group. That's about 3.5 inches at 30 yards. Let's try 40 now. Okay, that's 40 yards. Probably about 4 inches at 40 yards, maybe 4.5 inches. Okay. Okay. All right. Shot 40 yards. I got about a 4.5 inch group at 40 yards. I am seeing, and they're all shooting low by the way, I am seeing that I'm getting a lot of fishtailing back and forth. So that seems to tell me that arrows might be under spine for this bow. So I need to probably tune a set of arrows for it, but I just had these laying around and grabbed them out. But let's step back. I'll give you an overall view how it shoots. From behind, you can see the arrow has a fishtail. It's definitely not tuned for this bow. And you can also see the tiller of the bow and how it shoots. Let's do that right now. All right, we're going to shoot at my 20-yard mark now. I'm going to shoot up close so you can see which arrowhead they're moving. You can see the bow's not tuned for it. Then we'll do a side view. Here we go. 20 yards, going to shoot that bear target right there. Here we go. Okay. It's busted a knock. Again. Okay. Let's head down there and take a look at that. Well, I thought I busted a knock, but I didn't. I just knocked a piece of foam, I guess, off the target. But still, that's less than 2 inches at 20 yards. All right, let's head over. I'll give you a side view now. You see the tiller of the bow and everything else. See how it tillers? Here we go. Okay, again, I'm at my 20-yard mark. We're going to put 3 arrows down range. Here we go. First arrow. You can hear that little twang. The bow's got a lot of string slap. I mean, a lot of string slap. Okay. All right, here's that last 20-yard group. Let's take a look at it from way down there. That's a much tighter group. Sub 2 inches at 20 yards. If you zoomed in there, you see it. That was the last group I shot. That's about less than 2 inches, all in the kill zone, 10 zone, and a 3D target. All right, let's head inside. Okay, you can see less than 2 inches at 20 yards. The bow does have a lot of, just quick reaction. The bow does have a lot of limb slap. Mostly do with these really super recurved limbs they have here. I have a lot of limb slaps, so I'm sure this bow needs some limb silencers and some string silencers because it is kind of a little loud bow there. So let's head inside. I'll give my final thoughts on this bow and we'll go from there. Okay. Okay, everybody, I just got back from the range. This bow, put it through its paces, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the bow, and then we'll go through and rate it on the 6 things I rate all my bows on. Those 6 things being the quality of the bow, specifications of the bow, the shootability of the bow, the speed of the bow, the quietness of the bow, and the value of the bow, okay? So first let me tell you what I like about the bow, and then I'll tell you what I don't like about the bow. First, I love the idea of a 55-inch bow. I mean, I prefer a 58 or 60-inch, but that 55 feels really good in the hand. There's no finger pinch at all. It shoots really well. It's comfortable. It does have some hand shock to it, which I was surprised. You don't get hand shock from a recurve bow, but this one's definitely got some hand shock to it. It's not a lot, but it's definitely there, okay? Also, it's got quite a bit of string slap on the limbs. That's easy enough to fix, I think, with a little bit of limb silencers and some string silencers on there. Both shot really well. I mean, shoots an average, 193 feet per second for a target arrow, and about 185 feet a second for a hunting arrow weight. That's pretty. I thought that's pretty good. So I mean, the bow is super quick. It's really good. So, I mean, it's a very well built bow. I love the coloring of the bow. Okay, I love the black maple with the shadow. It sets it off really nice. The tips on it are really nice as well too. All right. Bows really light too. I mean, much lighter than most recurves are. All right, and I do love the 55-inch overall length. All right. What I don't like about the bow, there's really not too much I don't like about the bow. If I had to say, it'd probably have to be, I've never been a big fan of Bear Archery strings. They always don't seem to be really good. So if I keep this bow, I'll replace this string. And it does have a little bit of hand shock, which I felt kind of surprising. I haven't really felt much hand shock in a recurve bow, but it's definitely there. And it's got some limb slap that's more than it should have, okay? Overall, the bow shot really well, was really accurate. As you can see, from 20, 30, and 40 yards. It shot, 2 inches at 20 yards, 3.5 inches at 30, and 4.5 inches at 40 yards. So the bow, it does shoot where I aim at, and shoots really well, so it's accurate. It goes where I point it at. Overall, I think it's a really good bow. I want to get my hands on one, and I want to thank Jared at Bear Archery for getting one for me to try out. So without further ado, let's move forward and start rating the bow on the 6 things I rate all my bows on, okay? First thing is talk about the quality of the bow. Well, the quality of the bow is how well the bow is built. Okay. Well, of course, like I said before, I'm a Bear fanboy. I don't apologize for that. I've always been a Bear fanboy. I've had Bear bows all my life, and the reason I like Bear bows so much is because they're a mass-produced bow, but they're almost like a custom hand-built bow. Everyone is still hand-finished and hand-fitted at the end, and they hold their value, and they hold it real well. They shoot real well. I mean, you got bows 50, 60 years ago, which I've tested here on this channel. They still shoot just as good as today, and I'll put in the newer bows to test. So Bear has always been big on quality, always will be. That's one reason I like the Bear Archery product. So quality of this bow, I'm going to have to give it a 10 on quality, okay? Even this being a second hand bow, which they call a dealer second, that means for some reason it didn't pass the stringent quality control from Bear Archery. And I got to be honest, I looked over this whole bow and I can't find any issues with this bow, why it would not have passed their quality control, but it didn't pass quality control, and so it came as a second, which is a great deal for me because I saved like $200 off the price on it. So, but anyway, you listen to one of these bows too, give Jared a call over the Bear Pro Shop. I'll put his information down in the description box. You can get you hooked up with one of these bows. All right, let's talk about the specs of the bow. Specs of the bow are a little bit off. It says it's an AMO 55-inch, which it is, and it's 45 pounds. If you look, but the way when I test the bow at 28 inches, it comes out just over 46 pounds to be exact. On my digital scale, it comes out at 46.4 pounds. And I pulled this side plate off to check it, and all Bear bows have the weight marked behind the side plate, and it says 46 on the side plate. I really can't fault the bow much for that because several years ago, Bear just went to every 5-pound numbering system, for instance, 40, 45, 50, 55, etc. Back in the day, I guess in the grayling, they used to put, the actual weight of the bow, 46, 43. Then they moved to Gainesville. I think it's when they started doing the every 5-pound increments. So they rounded down or rounded up. So this bow being 46 pounds, they round down to 45. Now this bow is, say, 48 pounds. They've rounded up to 50, for instance, okay? So I really can't fault it there. It does not match what's on the thing, so that's a little bit disconcerting. It does have a Flemish twist fast flight string on it, which is correct. It's an 18-strand string, so that's right. It comes with a Bear hair rest. I did notice this Bear hair rest though when they put it on. It's not could have been put on a little bit better than what it is, but something I couldn't fix. It just wasn't glued all the way, so I fixed that. So overall, we're going to say the specifications of the bow, we're going to give it a 9 on specs, just because it doesn't quite meet the 45 like it says it's supposed to be. And so let's move on to shootability now. Now, shootability is how fast I can pick a bow up and get on target with it. It's strictly what I think about the bow. It's nothing to do with the bow itself. You might find a different shootability bow if you were to shoot it, but for me, picking the bow up, I rate shootability. How will I pick the bow up? How long it takes me to get on target and put arrows on target and where I need to put them at. On all my reviews, before I do my range review, I always spend a couple days with the bow, okay? Shooting it, testing it, things like that. So I get a good feel for the bow. But this bow, right away, I picked it up and I was no hesitation. I was right on target with the bow right away. The first arrow I put in, 20 yards, right in the bullseye. Moved to 30 yards, same thing. 2 out of 3 right in the bullseye without even flinching. So the bow just fits me really well, and suitability of the bow, so I'm going to give it a straight 9 because the shootability is really high on this bow. Speed of the bow. Okay, next we're going to talk about the speed of the bow. Speed of the bow, this bow really excels at speed. It's probably the fastest Bear recurve I've shot. I'll give you an example. Comparing this bow to the 59 Kodiak, which is the fastest before I got this one. And the 59 Kodiak, going back to my notes here, I did a review a couple months ago on that, is a 60-inch AMO, 50 pounds at 28 inches, with a 560 grain arrow. I remember I was shooting a 585 grain arrow, but a 560 grain arrow, this bow is pushing 162 feet per second average, all right? This bow with a 585 grain arrow at 45 pounds was pushing 181 feet per second. So it's almost 20 feet a second faster with a 5-pound lighter weight than the 59 Kodiak. I gotta tell you guys, that's pretty impressive, okay? This bow is really, really fast. This is probably Bear Archery's fastest recurve bow, all right? So when Grant Neilbice II and his son, Grant Neilbice III, who's now the operations manager of Bear Archery, designed this bow, they really knew what they were doing because this bow is really, really fast. That's probably why it's got some hand shock to it, a little bit of noise as well. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, so it's the fastest bow I've tested for Bear Archery. So for speed, we'll give it a 10, okay? Next will be the quietness of the bow. How quiet the bow is? Well, I mean, the bow's not very quiet at all. I got a lot of limb slap with this bow and a lot of string vibration, a lot of hand shock. All that translates to noise, okay? Now, I'm not saying you couldn't quiet that down with some limb silencers and some bowstring silencers. Maybe put a leather grip on here and probably bring it down quite a bit. But right out of the box, this thing's not very quiet, so I'm going to have to give it about a 6 for quietness, okay? All right, value of the bow. This bow retails for $559. At that price, I think it's a steal for what you're getting, the performance of the bow. It's still cheaper than any custom bow out there, and it'll outperform most custom bows you come across. Bow as fast as it is, and as accurate as it is, for $559, it's a steal. But to pick the bow for $325 as a factory second, it's really a steal. So yeah, we're going to give it a 10 for value, okay? I'm sure this bow is going to hold its value over the ages like all Bear bows do. I'm no little concerned about that, all right? Let's add all those up, see what we come up with, okay? 28. This bow comes in at 54 out of 60, which puts it in the top 3 or 4 bows I've tested over the years on this channel. So, yeah, about the top 3 or 4 over the past year. So, great bow, great value, great for your money, great performer. I love the size of the bow. This bow will work well with either moderate or beginning archer or even advanced archer. The bow just shoots really well. It's designed really well. It's a really, really good, a really nice bow and a really fun shooting bow. I'm probably got to tell Jared he might not be getting this one back. I might decide to keep this one. Okay? All right, well, that's been my review of the Bear Cheyenne bow. It's a AMO 55-inch bow at 45 pounds at 28 inches. All right? I want to thank you guys for watching, and just stay tuned. I got a lot of stuff coming up. Bear Archery is releasing a lot of new products over the next several months. One of those new products they're going to be releasing is this here. This is their new Kodiak side mount quiver. I'll be doing a full review on this shortly. We'll add to this bow, and we're going to set this bow up as a hunting bow using this quiver and some silencers and everything else. And I'm going to tune a set of hunting arrows with it, and we'll see how it performs. But now they also got a brand new super razor head coming out, or a Bear razor head coming out. It's going to be a fully adjustable head, go from I think 150 grains up to 200 grains on the same head. So I'll be getting my hands on those soon, so be sure to look for that review as well too. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the subscription button for me. And next to the subscription button, hit that little bell icon. That way I can notify you of upcoming videos. And leave me a comment. I try to answer all my comments if I can. And I really like hearing from my viewers out there. Also, I want to thank you guys for getting me close to that 10,000 subscriber mark. It's really impressive. I mean, I'm impressed anyway. I think I can get that many. How many guys want to sit around and listen to me talk about bows? But I want to thank you guys for your support. I couldn't have done it without you. So thank everybody, all right? When I hit that 10,000 mark finally, get over that threshold, I'm going to have something special for my viewers, to be sure to look for that as well, too. All right, guys, this has been Todd, All Things at Archery, and until next time, y'all, ciao.